What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for joining me tonight for another episode of the Death of the Asia. I do apologize for the delay. I had some business to take care of. So thank y'all so much for being patient and rocking with me. When you get in here, go ahead and like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're watching from Facebook, like and follow the page, and follow me on IG as well. Um, Tonight's episode is one of those topics where I know we played around with it a little bit, but it's really a very serious topic, and I want to take my time with this one, um, because I think a lot of people don't realize a lot of the issues that we have amongst men and women, and how deep they run, and some of the subconscious things that we deal with, some of the subtle nuances that we deal with, and how much of an impact it is to not be raised with your mother and your father. And I know in some, oh, excuse me, yeah, I went outside and got bit up by a whole bunch of shit. But I know in some cases, having both parents in the house is not always good, because just because both parents are there doesn't mean that it don't mean that they are actually present in your life, and sometimes it could do more damage than good. So I definitely understand it. But tonight's topic is men like vagina, not women. I made a post on Facebook the other day, and I was talking about I'm trying to pull it up because I don't remember it verbatim. I should have already had it. But I made a post on Facebook, and I was just talking about how nowadays all these male rappers, the only thing they're doing is rapping about how another man. Hold on, I'm trying to pull up that post. All these male rappers, they're rapping about how another man has hurt them. They're putting all their feelings out about another man, and you never hear them, rapping about, how they feel about a woman, like on an emotional level, as far as that intimate level. They don't express themselves when it comes to a woman. Even when men are dealing with a woman, just in a relationship or whatever, it's hard to get them to open up. But for whatever reason, they have no problem talking to their homeboys or whatever is alien them, or whatever the case may be. They're a little bit more patient with their friends when they're talking. They're respectful to their friends when they're talking. It seems like they could kind of like understand things that they try to make it seem like they can't understand when they're talking to a woman. Some of the detailed things, the thing like the common sense, the little hints that you should be able to pick up. It seems like they're not able to do that when they're talking to a woman, but they have all of the patience and all of the understanding in the world when they're talking to another man. And I'm of the belief that it has a lot to do with the respect level. It has a lot to do with them just simply not respecting women. Hold on, let me see if I could get this post. I should have already had this. This is so unprofessional, but this is the Death of the Asia, and we do what we want over here. I just want to make sure I'm saying what I said right, so it could all make sense. So I could go ahead and get into this with y'all. I post too much on Facebook. God, Lee, I can't even find the doggone post. Hold on, y'all. Ooh, I be spitting bars. Let me see. I'm trying to find this post. One moment. Nah, that ain't it. When I put that, if somebody remember that, I see some people on here. If somebody remember that, post it for me, because I'm trying to find it. Hold on, y'all. But anyway, it's very unfortunate, and I think that we really do need to take this stuff into consideration and understand, what's really going on out here and how damaging it is. And I know when I had said it, a lot of people got offended, but I just feel like, what, hit dogs holler, because the same way I said that when men are talking to each other, how they could be able to understand what is being said or whatever, they don't try to pick it apart, they get it. It's the same way when I had said something about these male rappers rapping about other men hurting them and breaking their heart or whatever. It's like, you know what I'm talking about. Don't sit up here and try to act like you don't understand what I'm saying. And then a lot of times men have this little bro code or man code or whatever the case may be, where they feel like if you side with what I'm saying, then you a simp or you throwing the brothers under the bus and all that old kind of stuff. So men don't, a lot of times they don't come out and check each other on BS because, you know, they don't want to be looked at as a simp or whatever the case may be. That's another issue too. But y'all understood what I'm saying. You got people like Rod Wave, Mo3, may he rest in peace. Kevin Gates even. Kevin Gates, he was on the song telling everybody business. Andre Harris, the way, I don't know what Andre Harris did to him, but we need to go round by Andre Harris' house and check on him. Kevin Gates on the song talking about Andre Harris talking bad behind his back and what Nook did to him. I know these people names. So I could follow along. I know these people names. You got men talking about giving this man they last and giving the jacket off their back and how they betrayed them and, you know, how much they love their brother. Like Mo3 and Boosie. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. Like y'all sitting up here with these melodic songs and y'all rapping about how these other men have just let you down and broken your heart and how you done gave another man his last. But if it was a woman that needed your help, she got a flat back in order for you to help her. And it makes me think like, if this woman have to spread her legs and she got a flat back in order for you to help her, to give her a couple dollars or whatever the case may be. If she got to give you some pussy, if he giving you some pussy, like what y'all doing here? You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Like a man will go out and hang with his homeboys all night, be under these hard legs all night, and have his woman at home worried. They will actually ruin their whole relationship trying to be around another man, not wanting to be around their woman. All night with these other men, popping bottles with these other men, spending money on these other men, making sure these men get into the club, making sure that these men eat and drink and all of that, no issue. A man will blow a bag on another man with absolutely no issue. But then when it comes to a woman, it's a problem. So my thing is I'm not trying. It's homoerotic behavior. It definitely is, and that will make me feel like, you know what, men really don't like women. They like fucking women, and it's a huge difference. Because when you think about all that stuff, they ain't just that intimate time, spending time or whatever. It's the bros over hoes. I'm talking about. I'm gonna tell you something so crazy. It was somebody that I know. I ain't gonna even say their name or whatever. I don't mind saying their name, but I ain't gonna even say their name in here because I ain't got time for my phone to be ringing or whatever the case may be. But y'all know I don't mind putting a name on it. But it's somebody that I know that actually made a post and was talking about how his friend did him, how they used to toss women with each other and everything. He used to get him women. Like, you love your homeboy so much that you will share some pussy with him. But yet, you know what I'm saying, you don't want no woman messing with nobody else, but you love your homeboy so much that you'll share a piece of pussy with your homeboy. And that's what you do. You love him so much, you gonna make sure he get to work, he get some food, he have some lunch, and he get him some pussy. That's how much y'all be loving y'all homeboys, that y'all go and help that man get him a whole piece of pussy, and then talk crazy about the woman for doing it. And they let you know y'all just like a woman just to have sex, because all the intimate things that you do with another man that a woman could be at home begging you for, whatever you do it with another man with ease. It is not an issue. Men will hop about their bed 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and they'll go help their friend. They'll give their friend their last. They'll let their friend, they could have a woman and they friend fall on hard times. And if that man needs somewhere to stay and that woman opposed of him coming to stay there, he'll break up his happy home just so his friend could have shelter. So he could, if you don't let my friend come sleep on the couch, baby, you gonna have to go. That's just how connected men are to other men. John Westby said, could it be they don't want to look crazy in front of a woman? I don't know what you're talking about looking crazy in front of a woman. My thing is, you look crazy in front of a woman, if that's what you're saying. My thing is, you worried about looking crazy in front of a woman. What looks crazy in front of a woman is you being so emotionally attached to these other men. That will look crazy to a woman. Like, my thing is, I'm listening to all these songs and seeing what's going on, make me feel like you have zero interest in a woman for real outside of sleeping with her. So how is it that he's going to look crazy in front of a woman for expressing his feelings towards a woman? That'll let us know that he's able to express his feelings and put feelings into words or whatever. That's going to give him a good look. Him sitting up rapping about some man that done broke his heart or whatever for 12 songs in a CD, that don't look good for women. Ruth Anther said, I shared a post a few weeks ago from a man who said he loved pussy but hated women. See what I'm saying? That's my thing. That's really what it is. Like, men, generally speaking, like, men do not like women. Because look at everything that it done got so bad now to where men dislike women so much now, and women that got, so independent and all this old kind of stuff. Men dislike women so much now to a man act like a woman is supposed to pursue him and treat him like a lady or whatever, because really and truly, he don't want you for nothing else. As long as he got his homeboys or whatever the case may be, he don't really want you for nothing else other than to sleep with you and probably go 50-50 or something like that. But other than that, he don't want you for nothing else. And so now they done got bold. Want you to treat them like a lady. I can't find this doggone post. I want to find this post because it's just utterly ridiculous. And I think that it has something to do with, how people are raised. And in our community, and I keep it within our community because I can't speak for other people. But when I say men don't like women, I'm saying men in general. Like, all men of all races have this problem, but I don't associate myself with them like that to just like speak on it in depth. But what I will say, in our community as Black people, we've lost that example that we used to have of like men, like actual men who, they probably be wilding. They be cussing and drinking and smoking and all that. They be standing outside the store just like these young cats do now. Back in the day, my granddaddy and them used to do the same thing. I used to be with them. My granddaddy used to do the same thing that these younger guys used to do back in the day. It just looked a little different because these younger guys, they got their pants sagging and all of that. And then they cussing and doing all of this or whatever. But the same way those men hung around the stores or whatever back in the day, the young guys do it too. That's the reason why I get tired of people talking about the new generation or whatever. They do it too. I don't know what it is about men hanging around the store, but they used to do it because I used to be with my granddaddy. And what they would do is they'll go up to the store. They'll be hanging around the store. It was a group of them. They'll be hanging around the store. I'll be with them. He'll give me a quarter or something so I could go on, run around the store, get me some candy, come back out, play, and all this old kind of stuff. It was just the thing to do, to hang out at the store, right? Matter of fact, it was in Marianna, Arkansas, called Red Light Chinaman. I know Chinaman is a derogatory word, but that was the name of the store, what we called it. It was called the Red Light Chinaman because it was right at the red light. And, of course, it was an Asian store. It was called the Red Light Chinaman. So anyway, you hung out at the Red Light Chinaman. I'm going to tell you the difference between what my granddaddy and them used to do and what these younger boys do now. What my granddaddy used to do when they see a woman coming up, they not only stop cussing because it was a woman around, you had to watch your mouth around a woman when I was coming up. Men could not be talking any kind of way if it's a woman in their presence. Matter of fact, they finna stop cussing in front of them. If they have a hat on, they take their hat off, get out her way, and let her go ahead and come on through. They might, dap each other up and be looking at her ass or something like that. I used to peep that when I was a little girl. They'll be looking at her and checking her out or whatever. They might pull her to the side. They did the same thing that these guys do now. But they had some respect and they had some love. And they also knew the value. They understood the value of a woman. See, nowadays, you have men and women having these gender wars because guess what? Neither one of us realize the value of each other anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep this on the subject because I'm not trying to make this so objective because I'm talking about you men that don't like women. But one thing about it is both of us have lost sight. Men and women both have lost sight of the value. The black women have lost sight of the value in black men, and black men have lost sight of the value in black women. We do all this feel-good rhetoric, and we be talking about black love is black power, whatever the case may be. But if you notice, the more and more we go on, it's getting more and more divided, and we are not seeing the value in each other anymore. And outside of that, we're not understanding our own power and to be able to work within those power dynamics and let things flow naturally and just let it be what it is, because it ain't nowhere in the world that if a man knew the power of a woman and he actually valued a woman, that we'll be sitting around having conversations about 50-50. Because you will know all of this stuff that the woman brings and how much what you pour into a woman, she's gonna multiply that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you go through a woman and you got the right woman on your team or whatever the case may be, whatever your thoughts is, whatever your dreams is, she makes manifest. She gives life. She births your thoughts. She births your ideas. The same things that happen physically with childbirth or whatever the case may be, that's the same thing that's happening on a spiritual level. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with these intangibles or whatever the case may be, it's the same thing that happens on that level. But you have to understand when you're dealing with an actual woman and when you're dealing with an actual man. You got to understand it's a difference than out here playing all these little high school little kid games or whatever the case may be. And see, a lot of us have gotten to that point where we're just, blowing in the wind. We playing a whole lot of games. We taking each other for granted. We just out here having fun, and we're not understanding what we're doing, and we're not intentional with anything that we do. We're not intentional when we're trying to do something serious, and we're not intentional when we bullshitting because we don't even realize when we bullshit. We're not aware. We don't have any instruction or guidelines to nothing. Everything is to each his own. You can't judge nothing. You can't tell anybody nothing. You can't point anything out, or else you got some type of phobia or whatever the case may be. We want to talk about the village that does not exist. And if it does exist, it doesn't run anymore because you can't operate in the village and you can't say anything to anybody. So we just done lost sight of so much. And I know we be talking about like back in the day and all that kind of stuff. As life continues and go on and evolve, and we become more advanced modern day people, we can't always reach back and just be like and reminisce and romanticize the situation and be like, oh, okay, we wanted to go back like it was, because we weren't those people. We were the children watching them, so we're not those people. We're not built like that. but we should be able to look at some of those examples and look at what actually worked. And it might not manifest itself the same way. It might not look the same way on our end, but only thing we need to do is understand the value of what we working with. That's the only thing. Once we understand that, it's all good. One of my friends had made a point that even nowadays with men, when they're dealing with women, they treat every woman the same. They treat everything that got a vagina the same way. And they don't know the difference. And it's because a lot of them wasn't raised by an actual man. And when I say man, I'm not just talking about you just had a guy that lived in the house with you. I'm talking about an actual man that knew what it is that I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying? A lot of them weren't raised to teach him the way and let him know the difference between this is what a real woman looks like. This is what a hoe looks like. This is what a bitch look like. You know what I'm saying? They not raised to know the difference. So they end up trying to treat everybody the exact same way because they don't know the difference. See, I'm able to look at a man and I'm able to see, I know a real man when I see one. I know a fuck nigga when I see one. I know a bitch ass nigga when I see one. I know a damn fool when I see one, a simp, a goofy, whatever you want to call it. I know him when I see him. A man cannot present himself to me and he go unidentified. I'm gonna know because I know who I am. So I'm gonna know what I'm looking at when I see it. But you have to have been raised a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? In order for your eyes to even be conditioned to be able to identify with these things. Otherwise, you're gonna miss it every time. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck with these multiple dilemmas that we have where, you know, we're treating each other so carelessly out here. And it makes me, I try not to be one of those people where I feel I be like pessimistic or I'm talking about like a doomsday or just make it seem like the next generation got it so bad or whatever. But I'm real big on family structure. I'm real big on, I know a lot of people probably don't like this, but I like gender roles. You know what I'm saying? I was born in a traditional family and things like that. So I like seeing it. I like seeing like men play out a certain role and women play out a certain role. And I know a lot of people say, well, back in the day, what was happening to us is that we was getting beat and these men was misusing their power and all that. And that's absolutely true. Back in the day, there was a thing where, you know, it wasn't the best situation to be in. But imagine if these men were aware of their power and they used it the right way. And they set a foundation for their women to be able to be happy doing what it is that they're doing. They probably even would have got up to this point where we got people hollering about INDEPENT, whatever Lil Boosie and them had with the spelling or whatever the case may be. We probably wouldn't even gotten to that point. But we're here now. And the way that these men treat women, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I seen, who was that? Who was that? Was that Mo3? I don't know which one of these cats it was. I should have pulled up some of the lyrics or whatever the case may be. Hell, even Project Pat. I love Project Pat, but Project Pat used to be rapping about what a nigga did to him and all this old kind of stuff or whatever. Everybody do it. And now my thing is, yes, granted, when you're rapping and stuff and you're performing your art or whatever, you are going to talk about real life situations, things that happen, what your friends did to you and everything. But once you start getting to a point where you're making a career out of it, you got a mental problem at this point. I think you need to just reevaluate the situation. And I don't know what has happened. And somebody going to have to help me with this. I don't know what has happened where men just so comfortable. I'm like, my thing is, if y'all want to act like y'all are so uncomfortable with expressing yourself, it's hard for you to articulate yourself. You can't put feelings into words or whatever. Why are you, even as a man, a heterosexual man, that's what I'm talking about, a heterosexual man, why is it that you as a heterosexual man, why is it that you're so comfortable with expressing all of these emotions towards another man? I don't get that. What's the difference between you and a homosexual man? I don't see the only difference between a heterosexual man these days and the way that they express their emotions to another man is the simple fact they're not laying down with them. They're just not having an act of sex. Other than that, they homoerotic. They just as gay or whatever to me as the guy who went ahead and subscribed to the title. Because the only thing that's different is you're not performing a sex act. You're doing everything else. You're emotionally involved with this man. You're in love with this man. You got feelings towards him. You're hurt and distraught. Meek Mills, he even got onto some interview, a radio station or whatever he was doing, and he said that he felt the way when his cellie had to leave. He said he felt like he had lost his girl. That's what Meek Mill said. You in prison. You locked up with this man in the cell, and you done got this attached, and you like it feel you done got that emotionally attached. And I'm gonna tell you something, because I know how messed up these heterosexual men are out here when it comes to dealing with other men. I didn't automatically look at it just because, you know, the stigma with somebody being in prison and how they try to make it seem like it's gay. And I'm not trying to weaponize being gay. I'm just saying. And just because I know that and I know how attached these men are to other men, I didn't look at it as gay. I just looked at it or like he had been messing with the man or anything. I looked at it based on, just like how I'm saying, these men, they like men more than they like women. That's it. I'm going to tell you something. In order for a man to just enjoy being around, men be around other men not doing too much of nothing. They probably be riding around smoking. Why you can't ride around and smoke with your girl? They might, go to a game, do this or whatever. Why you can't do that with your girl? They're like, these men, they'll do all of this different stuff with their homeboys. Like, in order for, you have to be like a cool, like you gotta be like super duper cool for a guy to just like really want to hang around you. And I don't know, like, now since I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know if it's that they just never grew out of their childlike behavior because they didn't have a good father figure to usher them into manhood. Because now since I'm thinking about it, when you think about when we came up, little kids on the schoolhouse ground or whatever, the girls would be over here, the boys be over there, and you couldn't play with the boys. They had the boys club and everything, and the girls thought the boys was icky. Get away from me. So girls and boys, they were separated for a little minute, and then as you get older, like around a teenager, whatever, when y'all start really liking each other, feeling yourself or whatever, then boys start talking to girls and doing little stuff to attract girls, because boys are nasty. Like, little boys are really nasty. So little girls don't be liking little nasty boys. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, once you get the feeling yourself, so now you don't want these girls in your space until you get of age and you get the feeling yourself. And the girls don't really want you in their space either until you get of age until they get of age and they get the feeling themselves. And then they kind of just start from there. So I guess part of that has something to do with it. Where else you have the girls, I guess, because we do get attached quicker through sex and all that kind of stuff, and a little bit more emotional than men on that level, to where, yeah, we want that closeness and we want them around. Whereas with the guy, yeah, they're messing around with us, but they don't require that same level of closeness. So what they do is turn around and they sleep with you, they be with you for just those intimate purposes, and then they go back to the boys club. And I think what end up happening is these men never grew up out of it. So really they are living out in extended adolescence, so to speak. But what y'all think about that? Y'all sitting here, y'all looking at me. Make sure y'all share this video, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the Facebook page, and follow it, and follow me on IG, everything that's of the Asia. I definitely appreciate y'all for the support. Y'all been really, really rocking with me, and I definitely appreciate the support. But yeah, it's very interesting. It's very interesting how they work, and it's upsetting. And I've actually gotten to the point. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Sometimes I get frustrated with dating because essentially I do want to, get married again and all of that kind of stuff or whatever. But I'm really, really in a happy place. Like I'm the happiest I've been in a long time. I don't even think I've experienced this level of happiness, and especially my level of I don't give a fuck. It's like through the roof or whatever. So it's like one of those things where I do get frustrated with dating because I'm like, I'm tired of introductions. I get tired of introductions or whatever. But all at the same time, it's fun. Because the reason why is because you just learn so much. It's so different. And I've been just learning so much. I've been highly entertained. But I realized something, that there are some guys that absolutely love to be around me. And then there are some guys, I'm going to just have to catch them when I can or whatever. And then when I talk to them, what they doing, they with their boys or whatever. I'm sitting in the house, I'm all by myself or whatever the case may be. They out running around with their boys. And I'm like, hey, I'm over here or whatever. Like, hang out with me. Do something with me. And only thing they want to do with me, hey, let's go out to eat. Let's do this, and kind of lead up to try and have some sex or whatever. And that's about it. And then you have those other guys that, hey, I've had guys that they're so spontaneous. Where you? I'm finna come get you wherever you are. We finna do this and we finna do that. Like they enjoy, like they like hanging out with me, right? And I said, like, these are guys that, and it could be a thing with me because it could be a thing where the guys that, I think I'm a cool person, but that particular guy might not see me the way that I see myself, and he probably be like, you know what, I could just do her a little bit and we could go out and we could fuck around, whereas this other guy's like, she a whole vibe, I want to be around her or whatever. But then too, just to keep it in line with this subject, I'm looking at it like, okay, while I'm what's this called, weeding people out, as I'm weeding people out and, try and pick somebody in the dating process, I look at the one that is so enthusiastic and want to be, I was like, okay, he like women. Like he really like women. He like being around women. He don't want to sit around a whole bunch of men or whatever the case may be. He like being around a woman. He don't want to be around no hard leg all the time. And I'm going to tell you something too. When I was a little bit younger, and guys back home, they used to, I don't want to be sitting around no hard leg. You did have guys that were like that. So I'm not saying that all men don't like women, because some men do like women, but it just be so hard to find. But anyway, as I'm dating or whatever, when I look at those guys that be just so enthusiastic, want to be around me, where you at, where you going, what you doing, I'm finna come see you type of thing or whatever, I like it. And I know that, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though, of course, he's a man, he's going to try and have sex, but he actually enjoys my company. He actually likes me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just not like a piece of pussy to him. And the thing is, the guy that don't do all that doesn't mean that he don't have any liking for me at all outside of the bedroom, but he just would prefer to be over there with his homeboys and do whatever it is that they're doing. But it's real interesting to see, to witness. I think if you're a single woman, it can get difficult out here. I think a lot of things that you see, you have to stop internalizing it. And if you stop internalizing people BS, you'll have a whole better experience with just dating. It'll just be fun again. It's fun to me. I'm ready for it to stop. You get what I'm saying? I'm ready for it to stop. You know what I'm saying? All at the same time, it is fun. Like it ain't. I'm not out here like in a desperate situation. Like, oh, come on, hurry up or whatever. Because I am highly entertained, whatever the case may be. But I thank y'all so much. I'm not going to be on here all night or whatever. I thank y'all so much for joining me. Make sure y'all share this video. And like I said, like the page, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on IG. I have a really dope interview that is going to be coming up. I was going to try and do it today, but with the scheduling and everything, it didn't work out. It probably have to be something that is pre-recorded. So I don't know how this gonna go. Also, I'll probably be back on here tonight. I don't know. So don't quote me. I'll probably be back on here tonight because I do want to talk about some things that's trending in the media. So I might be back on here with another episode of Deaths of the Age of the You Can't Whoop Me edition. So I could go ahead and get that off my chest. I might have to double dip or whatever the case may be. But y'all make sure y'all follow me and got them notifications bells on so you won't miss any of this stuff when I pop up and go live. So thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. I'm about to tune out. Y'all have a good one.
I hope you black men were paying attention. I hope you black men were paying attention.